grade, let's go ahead and talk about our assignment today over in Buzz, which is lesson 304, and we're going to be talking about estimating products today. So our essential question is, what strategy could you use to estimate the product of 63 and 28? Well, we could do some rounding. We could do some rounding 63 to 60. We could do 28 to 30, and then I could do 60 times 30. Well, I know 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 zero place values holders would be 1,800. So I know 1,800 would make sense for this problem. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our I can statement today. So it says, today I can estimate products of multi-digit whole numbers. So I'm going to be thinking about strategies for multiplying whole numbers, not decimals or anything like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of take a look at our warm-up question really quick. So my warm-up question says, the little blue chameleon loves to eat blueberries. Nico went to the store to buy 25 packages with 532 berries in each package. How many blueberries does the chameleon have to eat? So I just did the first read, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, man, that's a lot of blueberries.
Hey, fourth grade,
So
let's go ahead and get started.
As I am taking a look at that, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do my second read. This says the little blue chameleon gets ready to do to eat blueberries, 25 packages with 552 berries. How many are they going to eat? Well, I know that I'm looking at how many berries we have, which is 532, but each package is 532. So I'm really going to be going over here and doing 25 times 532. So, okay, now I'm ready to go ahead and begin working to possibly solve this. So I know that I always want to make sure to review and do the 3 read strategies whenever I'm working on story problems. Let's go ahead and take another one. So if I'm going to be doing a story problem involving rounding, specifically with like benchmark numbers, a benchmark number is going to be rounding to like either like a thousands place value or a hundreds place value or a 10. So right here, my number, because it's the thousands place value, so that 7 is going to round up. So it's going to change my 3 to a 4,000 because 3,000, that 7 is going to force my 3 to go up to the next place value. So sometimes when we're estimating, we look at other place values to help us estimate. So this is like, hey, Heidi's traveling across the United States with a friend. They stopped at a cornfield in Kansas along the way. There were 5 rows of corn with 3,721 stalks in each row. Estimate how many stalks of corn were in the field that they visited and round to the nearest thousands, then estimate to solve. Well, right here, I know 3,000 is close to 4,000. 4,000 times 5, well, 5 times 4,000 is going to give me 20,000. Sometimes we also have to use estimation to help us to figure out a problem. So right here we have some estimation strategies. This is Genevieve is setting off for her trip. There are 53 planes at the airport right now. Each plane weighs 412,770 kilograms. What is the estimated weight of all the planes? So I know I'm trying to find the total weight of all the planes. So if I'm going to estimate, it didn't tell me what to estimate it to, so I'm going to kind of round it to the nearest thousands place value. So this is probably going to be 400,000. Instead of 53, I'm probably going to do 50. Same thing again. I know 5 times 4 is 20, and then there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros behind it. So if I have the number 20 with 6 zeros behind it, I really have 20 million kilograms.
J. In this video, we are going to discuss the commutative property and exactly what it applies to and what it looks like. So when we think commutative property, we need to think commute or move around. And this property only applies to addition and multiplication. So we're going to do a couple of addition examples and a couple of multiplication examples. So let's jump right in to number 1. So number 1 says 3 plus 2. And the commutative property states for addition that we can switch the order of those addends. Addends are the numbers that you add together to get a sum. I'll spell it over here. Addends. We can switch the order and still get the same answer. So let's see if it works for number 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now let's switch or move around those addends, and let's do 2 plus 3. Does that still give us 5? Yes. So addition is commutative. You can move around or commute those addends and still get the same sum or answer. So let's take a look at number 2 and make sure this works for another addition problem. So 25 plus 16 gives us a sum of 41. Let's move or commute the addends and switch around the 16 and 25. Now, will 16 plus 25 still give us 41? Yes, because addition is commutative. We are allowed to do that. So number 3 and number 4 are both multiplication. So let's see if these problems are commutative as well. So 9 times 7 gives us 63. Let's move the factors. These are called factors now when it comes to multiplication. Let's switch the factors and see if we get the same answer. 7 times 9 is still 63. So multiplication is commutative as well as addition. So let's do number 4 here to wrap this commutative property video up. So we have 12 times 4 equals 48. Let's switch our factors here and do 4 times 12, which is also 48. So there you have it. The commutative property states that we can move the factors, which is multiplication, or the addends in an addition problem and still get the same answer. And again, this only works for addition and multiplication. Division and subtraction are not commutative. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.
Okay, so we just learned that the commutative property essentially says it doesn't matter which order that the numbers are in because we're going to get the same thing every single time. So let's go ahead and kind of try some of these together. This is use the commutative property to estimate the product of each equation. So let's talk kind of estimation. Same thing. I'm going to round. 51 is going to round to 50. 27 is going to round to 30. So 5 times 3, 15. 2 place value holders, 1,500. Do I get the same thing when I do 30 times 50? Again, same thing. 3 times 5, 15. Yep. 2 place values. Yep, that works. Let's try this one. 39 times 18. So I'm going to get 40 times 20. 4 times 2. I know 4 times 2 is 8. And there's 2 place value holders. So I'm going to get 800. What about the other way? So 20 times 40. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plays it. Yup. That works. All right, let's try another. So this is Glenda arrived in Alaska. She spotted some penguins. There are 15 groups of 39 penguins in each group. About how many penguins has Glenda seen? Well, something that I know is that 39 is close to the number 40, so I'm probably going to multiply by 40. 15, 5 or greater, so I'm going to go up to the number 20. Okay, so I know 20 times 40 is going to be 8 plus those 2 place value zeros, 800. So she saw about 800 penguins. All right, I want you to go ahead and try this one. Okay, let's go ahead and try estimating first, then find the product. Go ahead and pause the recording to try it. Okay, here we go. So I know that 86 is going to round to 90. 14 is going to round to 10. All right. So I know 9 times 1, 9, 0. So I got 900. Let's try another. Okay. Go ahead and pause the recording. Let's do the first one. Then we're going to pause the recording and do the second one. Okay, so hopefully you got 30 and 20. Then 3 times 2, 6. 2 powers of 10 place value holders, so 600. Okay, let's go ahead and try this one with 22 times 79. I'm going to go ahead and round to 20 and 80. Place value 1,600. All right, so 5th grade, let's go ahead and kind of talk about your assignment today. So over here, it says that we're going to do a lesson and an activity, plus you have a quiz. So this means you have 2 assignments. When there's a lesson and activity, that means there's a handout that goes with it. So we're going to go into Module 3. We're going to go into Lesson 302 right here on estimating products. So as we're hopping in, this says, hey, we're going to read the lesson, complete the activities in the lesson, and submit the handout from page 3. So let's go ahead and hop to page 3 and kind of take a look at that handout. You have some practice problems, but then you also have some try it, where you're going to round to the nearest 10 and 100. So here you're going to round it to the tens place for these numbers, and then the hundreds place values for these, then multiply. Same thing down below. So you're going to kind of practice these. Then you're going to turn that in here. So down at the bottom, this is where you're going to turn in this submission. Okay, that's not usually where you would turn it in. Then when you get to the end, there's going to be a quiz. All right, your quiz is extra credit. So good luck, 5th grade. You got this.